Welcome to World Coin Rare, where we uncover the hidden worth behind America's classic coins. Today, we're exploring a 5-cent Jefferson Nickel old coin, a piece that may look ordinary, but holds remarkable history and collector value. Stay tuned as we reveal its hidden details, rarity, and surprising market price that might just be sitting unnoticed in your collection. First coin. The 1959 Jefferson Nickel stands as one of the most captivating issues in American numismatics, symbolizing the enduring artistry and precision of mid-20th century U.S. coinage. Though millions were struck for circulation, certain rare varieties and high-grade examples from this year have become immensely desirable to collectors worldwide. The appeal of this coin lies not only in its age, but also in its connection to America's rich post-war history. It represents a blend of craftsmanship, design, and historical context that continues to intrigue numismatists decades after its release. For many collectors, the 1959 Jefferson Nickel is more than just a 5-cent piece. It's a link to an era of American stability, progress, and subtle elegance in coin production. When the Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, it replaced the Buffalo nickel, marking a new era in American coin design. By 1959, the coin had already become an iconic fixture in pocket change, circulating widely during a period of prosperity and modernization in the United States. The coin was minted primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and though it did not commemorate any particular event, it represented a continuation of America's tribute to one of its founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson. The 1959 issue sits at the intersection of tradition and transition, a year before the U.S. Mint began experimenting with die refinements and planchet improvements that would later influence the nickel series in the 1960s. The design of the 1959 Jefferson nickel remains one of the most elegant and meaningful in American coinage. On the obverse, Felix Schlag's portrait of Thomas Jefferson exudes dignity and statesmanship, with the word Liberty gracefully arcing along the right edge beside the date. The reverse features Jefferson's home, Monticello, an architectural masterpiece symbolizing the ideals of knowledge and democracy. The coin was struck in a copper-nickel alloy, giving it durability and a distinct silvery sheen that has held up remarkably well over the decades. The fine details of Monticello's pillars and dome make this design instantly recognizable, especially when well preserved or fully struck. Rarity is one of the key aspects that elevates certain 1959 Jefferson nickels above the rest. While regular circulation strikes are common, finding an example in high mint state, particularly MS-66 or higher, is significantly more difficult. Many coins from this year show signs of weak strikes or die deterioration, which affects overall sharpness. Furthermore, error varieties, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or full-step Monticello details, are highly coveted by collectors. Coins displaying all 6 visible steps on Monticello are particularly scarce and can drastically enhance the coin's desirability and value in the marketplace. The market value of the 1959 Jefferson nickel can vary widely depending on grade, strike quality, and rarity. A well-preserved, uncirculated example with full steps can command prices around $3,200, while exceptional specimens graded MS-67 or proof-like examples can reach upwards of $4,750 in private sales or specialized auctions. Even circulated examples with strong luster and minimal wear hold a respectable premium, reflecting steady demand among collectors who appreciate its age and detail. The steady rise in prices for premium 1959 nickels demonstrates the enduring confidence collectors have in this series as a long-term investment. For collectors hoping to acquire this remarkable coin, attention to detail is everything. When inspecting a 1959 Jefferson nickel, the sharpness of Monticello's steps and the clarity of Jefferson's profile are critical indicators of quality. It's also important to seek certification from reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC, as this not only authenticates the coin, but also helps establish its market value. Collectors should store their coins in airtight holders to prevent oxidation and handle them carefully to avoid surface damage, as even minor scratches can significantly reduce value. The 1959 Jefferson Nickel also offers fascinating opportunities for those interested in building complete date and mintmark sets. Because the series spans decades, it allows collectors to track subtle changes in minting techniques, design strength, and metal quality. Acquiring a 1959D or an exceptionally struck Philadelphia example can complete an advanced Jefferson Nickel collection or stand alone as a showcase of American minting precision. Its affordability relative to older rare nickels makes it an excellent entry point for new hobbyists while still providing enough challenge for experienced numismatists. In conclusion, the 1959 Jefferson Nickel remains a cornerstone of American coin collecting, beautiful, historic, and filled with hidden potential. Its connection to a prosperous era, coupled with the timeless design honoring Thomas Jefferson, ensures it will always attract admiration from collectors. As demand continues to grow for pristine, high-grade examples, the 1959 Jefferson Nickel's allure is unlikely to fade. With top-condition specimens valued around $3,200 to $4,750, it stands as both a piece of American heritage and a testament to the lasting artistry of U.S. coinage. Next coin. The 1960D Jefferson Nickel, minted at the Denver Mint, holds a quiet yet fascinating place in American numismatic history. Though it might appear like an ordinary 5-cent coin at first glance, collectors know that this particular year brought subtle yet important variations that make it especially intriguing. The coin's worn and dirty surfaces often conceal a remarkable story of craftsmanship, change, and survival. Beneath that faded shine lies the legacy of a mid-century America that was growing, thriving, and producing coins that would circulate for decades. For collectors today, even a heavily circulated 1960D Jefferson Nickel is not merely an old piece of metal. It's a small, enduring artifact from a transformative time in U.S. coinage. The year 1960 was one of economic optimism and rapid development across the United States. The Denver Mint, one of the busiest in the nation, was striking millions of Jefferson nickels to meet growing demand from a booming population and expanding economy. The 1960D issue reflected an era of modern efficiency, with the minting process continuing to evolve as the U.S. Mint improved die-making techniques and striking consistency. Still, even with such advances, not every coin came out perfect. Variations in strike strength and planchet quality mean that finding a sharp, well-detailed example today is much more difficult than it might seem. Each surviving coin carries marks of circulation, small scratches, darkened surfaces, and edge wear that silently tell of its journey through countless hands and years. The artistry of the 1960D Jefferson Nickel remains as compelling as ever. On the obverse, the right-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, displays the calm dignity of one of America's most influential founders. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" frame Jefferson's portrait, with the year 1960 appearing just ahead of his chin. On the reverse, Jefferson's Virginia home, Monticello, stands proudly at the center, its neoclassical columns and dome symbolizing knowledge, stability, and the democratic ideals Jefferson championed. Below it, the inscriptions EPLURIBUSUNUM, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America complete the design. The small D mint mark just to the right of Monticello's building signifies its production at the Denver Mint, an essential detail for collectors distinguishing it from its Philadelphia counterpart. While millions of 1960D nickels were produced, very few remain in high-grade or uncirculated condition today. The coin's wide circulation and the soft metal composition of its copper-nickel blend mean that details, particularly around Jefferson's hair and Monticello's steps, often wore down quickly. Finding a 1960D Jefferson nickel with sharp steps on Monticello or with full luster is quite rare. Even more scarce are examples showing strong strikes and clean fields free from nicks or abrasions. Over the decades, many coins were lost, damaged, or corroded, making well-preserved specimens increasingly difficult to locate. This scarcity in top condition has become a major factor in the coin's growing collector appeal. Collector demand for the 1960D issue has remained strong because it represents a turning point in the Jefferson Nickel series. It bridges the classic mid-century designs and the later modern strikes that would dominate the 1960s. Collectors are drawn to its subtle variations and the charm of its original mint luster when found in near-perfect condition. Unlike other denominations, the Jefferson Nickel's long-running design continuity makes each date and mintmark combination special, telling a different chapter of American history. For numismatists, the 1960D coin embodies the craftsmanship and endurance that define the entire series, standing out among its peers for its blend of history, artistry, and collectability. In today's collector market, the 1960D Jefferson Nickel holds respectable value, especially in higher grades. A well-preserved, uncirculated example can bring around $1,200, while specimens graded MS66 or with full steps on Monticello can reach values as high as $3,800 depending on condition and eye appeal. Even circulated pieces in decent condition, with moderate wear but visible detail, can sell for over $700, particularly if they exhibit unique tunning or strong reverse features. These values reflect not just the coin's age, but the increasing difficulty of finding untouched examples more than 60 years after their minting. Over time, coins of this caliber have shown steady appreciation, making them appealing to both collectors and investors seeking historical assets with tangible value. For those hoping to add a 1960D Jefferson nickel to their collection, condition is everything. Focus on coins that retain their original mint luster and show well-defined details, especially around Jefferson's hair curls and Monticello's steps. Certification from reputable grading companies like PCGS or NGC ensures authenticity and helps preserve long-term value. It's wise to store the coin in airtight holders to protect it from oxidation or further wear. Searching through old rolls, estate collections, or coin shows can sometimes yield hidden gems that have been overlooked for decades. Patience and a keen eye can turn a modest find into a true numismatic treasure. The 1960D Jefferson nickel remains a lasting piece of mid-century American history, a coin that continues to captivate collectors with its design, rarity, and story. From the busy Denver Mint to the hands of modern enthusiasts, it carries the timeless charm of the Jefferson series and reflects a period when American coinage was both beautiful and practical. Whether admired for its historical significance or held as a collectible investment, this nickel has earned its place among the enduring icons of U.S. currency. And as we move forward to the next coin in this fascinating journey, we'll uncover even more hidden treasures from America's past that continue to shine through time.